Hi, my name is Victoria Tan, and I'm doing a research presentation for Physiology on why creating an app for the iOS device is better than creating an app for the Android. And this has stemmed from a project that I started while I'm in college on creating an app, and here is like the logistics behind why. So the smartphone operating systems, there are many different types ranging from Android to iOS to BlackBerry, Windows, and of these, iOS and Android are actually the two most competitive as well as most popular. The market share for the iOS was 41.97 for iOS users, while for Android it was 47.51, and those are just a few tenths of a way differences. Some of the reasons why I decided to create an app was just because of how apps are being on the rise right now, with smartphones being one of the greatest mode of communication. Actually, there are 91.4 million people in the US today that actually have a smartphone or like a mobile phone, and that is only increasing as the time progresses. I decided to make a application for the iOS for a few reasons. The first being the user interface. Apple actually has a very simple user interface between its users and those that make the application. For example, for the application user face, there is a 4x5 matrix that is created. For example, the template that all iOS devices has is that there are 4 apps along the horizontal axis, while 5 rows going vertically, and that is actually opposite from Android, because Android you are able to personalize it to your own desire, which makes it a little bit more complex for those who are actually using it for the first time. Another reason would be the simplicity on how to code. The way that those that code for applications using Apple, there are actually just a few ways. Apple actually uses software stacks where we are able to create multiple layers, whether it be using like C++ or Swift, which is actually a coding language specifically for Apple. It's able to tell you where your errors are within the coding, which is actually opposite from Android. And when coding for Android, it's a little bit more difficult because it's basically on trial and error, and the coding language isn't as simple to learn. As a bio major, I found it a lot easier to learn to code for iOS. So that's also another reason why I decided to code for an iOS application. And then lastly, another reason is the application market share for Apple actually has been on the rise in conjunction with the one up for the Android.